testnet, you can get the HTTP RPC URL from the inferior.io, and for Ganache, we can find it in the Ganache. So this is the RPC server. So you can copy this URL and paste it here. So this will connect this application or this JS file to the Ganache blockchain. So let's write a function, async function deploy. So this function is to deploy the smart contract, and call this function deploy from here. Okay. Now this is the deployment function. Deploy. Okay. Now we need to create a contract. So constant contract equal to new web3 dot eth dot contract. She should be capital. Okay. Then here we need to pass the ABI. Just try and print this contract console.log contract. Okay. Save this file and write node in deploy.js. Error, cannot read properly contract. Okay. What is this error? Okay, this should be small w, so web3. So yeah, now this should work. See, this is the contract. You can go through it if you want. Then we need to deploy it. So let's change this scope. Just let contract, because we are using the same variable again, contract dot deploy, and here we need to pass the bytecode as a data. So data and then bytecode, and this contract equal to, so for the same variable we are assigning this deploy contract setup contract. Okay, fine. Now we need to send this deploy transaction to the blockchain. So this is to create the contract, and this is the deploy contract or set the contract. Now constant deploy contract. Here we are sending the deploy transaction to the blockchain. This is the set deploy contract. Okay, and deploy contract. This is the actual contract deployment. So deploy contract of the send transaction. Equal to await contract dot send, and in this you need to pass the two parameters. One is from address, that is the from vault address, from vault address, and you can use any of this. So let's copy this first address and paste it here. Okay, and then the gas price or the gas fees. So you can go here, and this is the gas fees. Copy that, paste it here. Okay, and just print the deployed contract vault address. So as soon as we deploy the contract, blockchain will deploy the contract and provide us a contract address. It will generate a contract address, and we can get the contract address. So contract address is created using the from address, this from address, from vault address, and the nouns of the from address. So here deploy contract, then option and the address. This will provide the deploy contract address. If you want to more details, just print the deploy contract. You will get all the deploy contract details. So let's node deploy.js. See, the contract got successfully deployed, and this is the deployed address. Just go to the Ganache, check the transaction. This is the contract creation transaction, and this is the deployed contract address. You can verify. You can go to the block and check. There is one block added with the contract creation transaction, and this is the one transaction for the first address. Now just copy the deployed address and go to the remix IDE. So if you go to the deploy and run, there is this first connect to the Ganache provider, and there is one option. You can enter the address and click on add address. So you will find here all the functions from that contract. So we have the store and retrieve. Let's try and store some value. Store, so 10. So you can find the transaction here. This is second block added, and this is the transaction. So we have connected this remix ID to the Ganache, and from there we are accessing the contract. So similarly, you can also write your front-end application to access any of your smart contract. We have covered, that is web3.js and ether.js, how we can connect to the smart contract and run the functions. So this is how you can deploy your smart contract using web3.js. And for the mainnet and testnet, you just need to change the HTTP provider URL. In the next video, we'll see how we can deploy the smart contract using the ether.js.